guys? So here is what my skin looks like right now. I have like a giant acne scab on like my lower chin, so just ignore that. But we are going in with two of my favorite drugstore foundations, the Maybelline Better Skin and the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte. I'm using the Better Skin on the outer perimeters of my face and the Pro Matte in the center to just help control oil more. I'm going to blend those two together with a damp beauty blender. I also sped up this process because it's pretty self-explanatory. You guys just take your time when you blend in your foundation and go down your neck if you need to. Next for concealer, I'm going in with the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer, and this is in shade Light. As you can see, it's pretty much like the same color as my skin tone, so I will top it off with a more brightening concealer. But I love the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. You guys have heard me say that it is a dupe for the NARS Creamy Concealer. But here I am with the brighter shade. This is the NYX High Definition Concealer, and it's just more of a really light, warm color. So I'm just going to top over the Fit Me Concealer with that one so we can conceal and brighten at the same time. These are two excellent concealers from the drugstore. You really can't go wrong with them. They will put any high-end concealer just for a run for its money. Next, I'm going to set that with the Maybelline Translucent Powder. You guys, I have mixed feelings about this powder. I think it's so great that the drugstore is coming out with a translucent powder, but this stuff is so light. If you have dry skin, I think you will really enjoy it, but if you are trying to keep your makeup matte and you're trying to do it for like oil control purposes, I do not think this powder is really doing the job well. I'm going to set the rest of my face using the Maybelline Matte and Poreless Powder. You guys know I use this all the time even when I am not doing a 100% drugstore tutorial. Now I'm just setting the rest of my face and giving us one nice smooth canvas. Next, I'm going in with the Maybelline Define Brow Pencil. You guys, this is my first time trying it, and you need this in your life. It is so easy. I grabbed the color Soft Brown, but it's a little too ashy for my taste. I want something warmer, so I might pick up a warmer shade. But what I do, since my brows are so thin and need shape, I go along the bottom just to provide some width, and then I go around the top to make it the exact shape that I want, and then I go and extend the tail. Oh gosh, sorry, that was my friend. And yeah, and then I just fill it in once you get your shape. So for a long time, I did not fill in the top of my brows. Like, I did not know how to outline them. But once you outline them and once you really get used to your brow shape, it becomes so easy to do your brows. You can use any utensil pretty much. So I'm going to carve them out using the Fit Me Concealer and just a small concealer brush so we have a nice defined brow. Next, I'm going in with this Maybelline Quad, and I'm going to choose that soft brown color right there, and I'm taking it on a Sigma E35 blending brush. I will have the exact Maybelline Quad listed down below, but I'm going to use that soft brown shade as a transition color, so I'm basically putting it all over my crease and just blending it out. And then I'm going in with Maybelline the Nudes palette, and I'm taking that grayish brown color and I'm taking it on a Sigma E25. Basically, it's just another blending brush, but this is much more packed tightly, like the bristles don't move as much, so you can really get in defined areas like your crease. So I'm just going in there, and I do go back and forth quite a few times and pick up more color. For my lid, I'm going in with that bronzy shade right there, and I'm going to pick it up on my finger so we have less fallout and more intensity of the pigment, and I'm just going to run that all over the lid. Of course, you can use a brush if you want, but I feel like the finger just does a better job faster, so we're just going to go ahead and do that. Once the lid is done, I'm going to go back in with my E25 and that grayish brown shade from Maybelline the Nudes palette, and I'm just going to darken up the crease. Sometimes when you put the lid color on, it goes a little too high and you lose the intensity of your crease shade. So I'm just going to go in there, define it, and then I'm going back with the original, the first transition color we used, and in E35, the fluffier blending brush, and blending them all together. For my lid, I'm going to take this 99-cent Wet n Wild shadow, you guys, and I'm going to wet my brush using the L'Oreal Infallible Setting Spray, and I'm just going to dab that all over my lid. So let's be honest about these shadows. They do have a lot of fallout, but I think for 99 cents and getting a glitter that you can potentially work with if you're patient, I think you really can't beat that. It looked absolutely super pretty on the eye, but you just need to work with it, you know. It's kind of like a win-lose situation. It's 99 cents, but You gotta play with it. Next, I am taking this Rimmel quad and I'm using the bronze shade in the middle. It's more of a gray, so it's perfect for contouring. I am taking that on my MAC 108 brush, I believe. 108 or 109, I always get it wrong, you guys. But I'm just going to contour with it, and then I'm going to bring it up on my forehead and just create some natural shadow. To give myself some warmth, I'm going in with this NYC bronzer in Bronze Montauk. Montauk? I don't know, it's weird, you guys. I'm not illiterate. It's just a really weird word. And I'm going to bronze up my skin. I'm using a Real Techniques blush brush, I think. It's really dense, but I think it does a really good job of blending things out. The thing about drugstore products is I feel like they're chalky and you just need to take extra time to blend them out, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they're bad. They take more time to work with. I'm going to take this Loreal Smolder pencil in brown and I'm going to run that right along my lower lash line, and I will also tightline with this pencil. It's really rich, it's affordable. I actually really like it from the drugstore. Since we don't really have a deep brown, I'm going to take this metallic bronze shade from the Maybelline Nudes palette, and I'm taking that on a flat definer brush and I'm just rubbing it right underneath my lower lash line just to kind of tie the whole look together. I usually use matte shades, but this palette didn't really have one, so we are making it work. To finish off the eyes, I'm going back in with that gray-brown shade, and I'm just going to smudge that out a little bit. I'm not really trying to take this too far down. I am just trying to soften the shadow that we already put there. For liquid liner, I'm going to go in with my NYC Liquid liner, and I'm just going to create a thin line against my upper lash line. So if you're wondering why you do this, if you don't plan on doing a wing, I just find that it blends your false lashes and your natural lashes together better, so you have like one black upper lash line instead of just your random lashes sticking out. For my lashes, I did use Eyelure Grand Glamour Vegas Knee lashes, so they are bomb.com. For a drugstore highlighter, I'm going in with Hard Candy Tiki, which I promise you guys is the most underrated product from the drugstore. Like, you need to go to Walmart and buy this right now. It's so beautiful, but yet you hear absolutely no one talk about it. So I'm taking that on a tapered highlighter brush from Sigma, and we are just going to put it on the tops of the cheekbones, above our eyebrow, down the center of the nose, on the tip of the nose, and on the cupid's bow. You guys know my highlighting routine is pretty extensive, so we're going to keep it kind of short and sweet here. For my blush, I'm going in with that Rimmel Quad palette again. I'm taking that pink coral shade on the bottom. You guys, this is like an exact dupe for the sparkly pink coral shade in Jaclyn Hill's face palette. It is like the same blush, I'm telling you, it's beautiful. This quad is awesome. I'm not a fan of the highlighter, honestly. It is super subtle, but if you're into that, go ahead. I'm sure you can build it up, but I just like Tiki from Hard Candy a lot better. So yeah, I just put that as a flush on my cheeks, and it's so pretty. I love it. So this was a complete fail on my part. I do not have a drugstore mascara. I have everything else drugstore besides a drugstore mascara, so I'm just using a sample to do my bottom lashes. And then for my lips, we are going in with NYX Lip Lingerie in Push Up. It's a very kind of like nude peachy pink. To top it off, I'm going in with this NYX Intense Butterglass in Apple Dumpling. It just has a more like peach tone, so I'm going to take away the pink because you guys know I'm more of like an orange person. But yeah, you guys, that totally completes my drugstore look. I am so proud of myself. Everything in this tutorial besides the mascara is 100% drugstore. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!